I'm almost 100% positive that this is where Bitcoin dies. Absolutely kidding. Welcome to Empire Trading Academy, guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and let's get into this. Yeah, pretty much the complete opposite, guys. All right, we've been looking at this accumulation pattern that we have drawn out for the latest structure on Bitcoin. All right, we've been trading in this trading range right here, and back here in spring, we drew the latter phase, phase C and phase D of this common pattern, okay? And we're following that relatively nicely. All right, we've been stair-stepping our way and we're getting accumulation between this $51,000 and $49,000 range, okay, at the top of our trading range. And we're gonna be looking for us to flip this resistance that we've established and turn that into support before our next mark up, all right? If we go ahead and we can draw basically just a demand channel, okay, something that has established this entire range, okay, and we go ahead and we drop that in here, and we have this nice range, basically a minor or secondary resistance that we came into in this trading range. And you can see that we have retraced back into this, okay, and we're formulating. You see these wicks right down here, giving us a nice area for buying that we've seen buying come in and giving us a nice support right there. So we'll see if we can hold that. Now, one big thing that I want to point out, guys, is we've established this higher low still. Okay, as long as we maintain this support, this demand zone, we're maintaining this higher low from this point right here. Okay. Now, however, if we look down at our indicator on the RSI, we're looking at this hidden bullish divergence. Okay, so we have this higher low in price action, although we have this lower low in our RSI. All right. And a big lower low, big divergence. And so this is not bearish. This is actually bullish, giving us a big indication of a lot of cooling off on our RSI and our strength, but not necessarily the buying price action. Okay. And so now we have way more room to run. Okay. We've cooled off a lot, way more room to run on our indicator here on the RSI. Okay, and that'll give us a lot of room to let this price action run up. A little bit more consolidation, most likely, before our markup. Okay, everything is looking very, very strong. I do want to point out, guys, if we go ahead and zoom this out, take away a few of these for you. So if we zoom out on our macro view, remember the structure that we had determined, guys. Remember the structure that we had determined going back all the way to 2019, 2020, very, very similar structure, right? So we had 1 through 5, okay, with 2 distribution tops. We find support after a sell-off, impulse move, sell-off or correction below this support. We flipped this resistance now to support. We have 2 distribution tops with 2 tests of this support before our big impulse move, right? Okay, now same exact thing. We can just match the numbers. Support after a correction, impulse move, sell off or correction below our support, flip that resistance back into support, 2 distribution tops with 2 tests of this support. Extremely, extremely similar, okay? Holding big Fibonacci retracement levels. And so what I will look for is if you look at this 5 point here, okay, this basically just turns into a slow grind up into our big move, okay? And so it's not a real strong bounce off of anything, but basically a slow grind up, and then we go ahead and FOMO happens and we go and push that up to higher highs, okay? So I'll be looking for something like that to happen, all right? A consolidation off of this, slow grind, and then we go ahead and have that big impulse move up. All right, everything looking good on technicals, guys. We look at on-chain, okay? SOPR, looking at spent output profit ratio, the coins that are being sold, are they being spent at a profit or a loss? Below this one metric or this one baseline is at a loss, above is at a profit. And so you can see after this latest correction where we were kind of hovering below, nothing too extreme, typical of a correction, but now we have flipped back. We actually retested this, which is typical in a bull market, and now we've bounced off where traders are now trading at more of a profit. Okay, so this is good. Now that we're trading above this line, that's perfect. All right, if we look at our exchange net position changes, guys, we have had I'll go ahead and show you this really quickly. We have had a slight increase onto exchanges here. Absolutely nothing to be concerned with as of yet. All right, but we'll continue to monitor this. If you check out our membership group where we discuss all these T3 metrics, the deepest level of on-chain, we take a look at this liquid supply metric, and this is macro extremely bullish. Guys, I can't stress it enough of what's going on with the supply squeeze and the supply of Bitcoin. And so this is a temporary increase, okay, taking profits at the top of this little upward move right there, okay, but nothing crazy yet. All right, so we'll continue to monitor that. And if we look at exchange net position changes, give you a little bit different visual on this, okay, a lot of indecisiveness right now. Okay, so even on this correction, there wasn't a ton of selling, right? There wasn't a ton of moving of coins, I should say, right? So basically everything that was sold was already on exchanges, and no big sentiment has changed about the overall macro trend of Bitcoin. All right, and so we have this kind of indecisive phase, which I would say was very similar to here. Okay, on our big correction after we had the big sell-off, we found this correction down here. And then during the latter stage of this accumulation phase, before we took our impulse move, there was a lot of indecisiveness. And overall, right, there's net negative or coins moving off, right, which is definitely a good sign. But there's nothing extreme either way. And so there's a lot of indecisiveness, kind of waiting to see what this price action does and where the market moves. All right, so we'll continue to monitor this. Absolutely nothing to worry about. All of our big metrics are still bullish, okay, and price action still, macro price action definitely still bullish, still holding very big levels. All right, if we go next, guys, more shorter term view on our on-chain. If we look most recently on this latest impulse move to the top of our trading range, we've had this big increase in our open interest on perpetuals. All right, so it's not crazy concerning at this point. The only thing is that I don't want to see this get way overextended very quickly. We've increased leverage extremely quickly. Okay, so basically at any hint of upward movement toward the end of this accumulation phase, people were now taking on leverage. Okay, and I don't want to see this thing get too crazy too quickly. And so I do want to see this level off somewhat, because if it continues to increase at this level, we don't get massive moves. We get these short impulse moves followed by a distribution top, and then we have a correction. We're making higher lows, which is good, but all this leverage that's coming in very quickly is just decreasing these impulse move and these big moves in price action. And so we just get these relatively short moves in crypto, and then distribution top, sell off, correction to a lower low or a higher low. Okay, we go back a little bit, you'll see that we were way down here in our leverage at the start of this run, right? And so there's very little, and leverage was coming in relatively slowly. Okay, and we have this nice curve instead of these big increases, these big parabolic moves in this metric, all of a sudden with the slightest increase or upward movement in price action. Okay, and so you can see it even here with our distribution top here. As soon as leverage gets increased extremely quickly, that's when we get these sell-offs. Okay, and we know that these distribution tops have not been normal in Bitcoin, right? But because we now have a lot more big players and smart money in here, now they go ahead and they take advantage of this liquidity. All right, and so that's why we get these distribution tops, which are very common top patterns. All right, so we'll continue to monitor that, guys. Lastly, this is a T3 metric. All right, guys, super, super crucial metric. If you have not checked out our website and checked out our trading tools, guys, please go check that out. A lot of different tools to help you increase your knowledge and better your trading. All right, but this is usually, again, we save the majority of these for our membership group. But I want to give you a taste right here. This is our short-term, long-term realized value, okay? Basically, it's measuring the difference of price between what long-term holders are selling at and short-term holders are selling at, all right? This gives us an indication of kind of where we are in terms of a bear market. If we're in this red level, we are bottoming out or nearing bottoming out of a bear market, okay? If we look, we'll go all the way back actually. If you look, okay, we bottom out in here in this red area. We bottom out here. This is the bottom of the bear market. We only go up from there. We bottom out here in this red. Here, we only go up from there. Bottom out here in this red, we only go up from here, okay? So we're getting the very, very close to the bottoms of these bear markets, okay? And then even here, we had a local bottom here. We touched this red, local bottom here. We only went up from there. Okay. Now, what is crazy about this metric, and I hope you guys stuck around for this. What's crazy about this metric is that we just hit all-time highs, right? We're on a short-term correction right now, but we just hit all-time highs, and we're giving indication that we're in a bear market, that we're at the bottom of the bear market, right? According to this. And so this fits our thesis extremely, extremely well, that this is matching up with our price action of a repeat or a reset of this entire market, right? Even if we think about it in terms of where we are at in the year, right? We're restarting for 2022, right? Maybe a little bit later than what we did in 2020, but it's extremely, extremely similar, guys, right? So we have that metric showing, okay, bottom of a bear market or a local bottom. And now we have price action showing extremely similar movement, similar to this, right? And so you put all these things together along with all of our other bullish metrics, right? We have this massive supply squeeze happening. Coins have been dumping off of exchanges like crazy. Okay, we have hodlers and long-term holders accumulating. And you put all these pieces together, and it's very, very, very difficult for me to be bearish right now. Okay, we want to be as unbiased as possible, right? But with all of these metrics, guys, it's extremely difficult to be bearish. This is what we're looking at on the charts. You saw what we're looking at on OnChain. If you guys have any questions at all about trading in general, about this video, please let us know. We want to help you and help you to get better in your trading. Email us, message us, and we'll see you in the next video.